Greetings, cyberspace cadets. It's IRATE Prostate here. Just thought I'd start a spontaneous live stream. Just hanging out, getting sideways over at. Hey, there you go, Dan. What you doing, dude?
What's up?
Hey, man. I told you I'd open one. Here we go. Yeah.
What's up? This Gemineye keeps getting me kicked. I figure, what the hell?
It's the butthurt. It's the butthurt Gemineye stream. You know, it's like he and Whitey, man. When they're each like separate, they're like decent human beings. But when they get together, there's this thing in psychology called a folie à deux, and that's like when two people get together, they form this madness, and it's only exists. The madness only exists when they're together, right?
The first time I streamed with Gemineye, I was on a stream with him for like 2.5 hours. And if you want to play a really fun drinking game, like I was so nervous the first time I streamed with Gemineye. Like, go watch my first stream with Gemineye, and every time I say the word like don't do a shot. You got to take a sip of your beer, because if you do a shot, but every time I say like in my first stream with Gemineye, you take a sip of your beer, and if you can make it to the end of your stream, then you are a fucking epic. You're epic. Like, you are beyond epic. Like,
I feel you, man. You know, it's like everybody has those and I do the thing, of course. That's one of mine. It's like taking a beat, you know, so your brain figures out how to word shit. And instead of just going with the silence, you know, you either say a or a or a like, right?
Like and like I think like and like this like and like I was.
But if you start what word I'm looking for, editing your stuff in like what is the and
well, it's like I'm like
yeah, we start using Audacity. That's the word I was trying to think of. Audacity, the audio program.
Yeah,
you can like see the beat to like where your ums and your pauses are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a song almost.
Well, it's funny because I'm starting to do editing now, and like I just did a video because like I'm doing it again. I just watched Feminist Frequency, and Anita Sarkeesian did the video on what you should do in like Thanksgiving dinner. That's gonna be my first response video because I just now got the real hang of Adobe Premiere. So I'm like now editing a response video to that, and like I wanted to do Steve Shives as my first response video, but I wanted to kind of warm up to Steve Shives with Anita Sarkeesian. So now I'm like doing the Anita Sarkeesian first, and then I'm going to move on to Steve Shives, and then I'm going to move on to other things. Just to kind of like, I want to start low and then aim high.
I hear you. It gets to a point where you can have fun, you know, doing it. I've been trying to, like, find my footing, and I think the shit-faced Alex things is kind of where I'm landing on when it comes to, you know, my recorded stuff. I'm having a lot of fun doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the point, is that you know, have fun. They just have fun, and if you feel like you're pressured, or you know you don't like what you're doing, then try something different, man. You know, nobody has, you know, this skeptic community thing is you know, it's only got a certain amount of legs, and especially, you know, since it's not an election, you know, year. There's not a whole lot of, you know, there's like this, I guess, what a Trump hangover, you know, since the election. And so, you know, everybody's looking for something else to do, man. And I just, you know, decided I'd try to go on a comical way and do a little, you know, do this thing. And you know, and it's been fun. And I like the Friday night stream thing that I've been doing too. That's really fun.
Well, I just started getting, like, I've been watching YouTube for about a year now. Like, I just started getting into the YouTube thing, just as the adpocalypse hit. And I started getting into, like, Armor and Skeptic and Shoe on Head and Gemineye and White YouTuber and all the skeptic community.
Right.
And I'm starting to watch it, and, like, it's people who are I guess it's it's an echo chamber. It's an echo chamber to my own thoughts. And I'm starting to watch it, and I'm seeing these things, and I'm hearing people echoing the thoughts that are going on in my own head. And it's like I can now sit there and think like, okay, well, now I can put on YouTube my own thoughts. And now that I have like an idea and a niche that I can fall into and have my own like trademark that I can do, which is the brand I'm going into with this the whole title of my series is going to be VFT Productions Delivers. VFT Productions is the name of my channel, which is an old gamer tag that I did. And Whitey will hate me for it because he always picks on people who does gamer tags from when they were kids. But it's my gamer tag from when I was a kid. And it's been my tag on every forum when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Facebook, Twitter. VFT Productions has been my tag since I was a kid. But I will never let it go. And now that I'm doing, now that I've been doing this Grubhub, all my YouTube videos have been when I'm out Grubhubbing. So I'm gonna take that, and I've taken these rants I've done on YouTube. So I'm doing VFT Productions Delivers. That's gonna be my YouTube channel. Yeah, and I'm just gonna run with it. And I really don't care about ad revenue. I don't care about any of that. I have 2 jobs that I work. But if I can get my voice out there and let people hear what I have to say, whether they like it or not, if I have 2 people that like what I hear and 1,000 people that hate what I have to say, then so be it. But so I'm just gonna run with it. And
That's right.
I'm gonna start out low. And I just watched this documentary tonight. I was just watching it tonight. It's called Baltimore Rising. It's on HBO. And I literally just sat down and wrote like 3 pages of script on a video that I'm gonna make on this documentary, Baltimore Rising. And I can't wait to make it, but I have like 2 other video ideas I want to do before that. But because I'm trying to do the comedy first, like the Anita Sarkeesian, and I have a Steve Shives video I want to do.
You don't live far from Shives, man. He's from around there. He's from around Balto, man. So you could literally go, like chase him down. That would be funny as shit. You know what?
Oh my god! I watched. He just did a YouTube video with his wife. I don't know if you caught it. He did a stream with his wife, but he wouldn't do video. He just did audio because everybody was ragging on him because when he first came out on YouTube, he was completely different, and then he got married to his wife, and he turned into this ultimate cuck.
Right. Yeah. He feminist, man. He became a radical feminist. Exactly. And man, have you seen that classic video of him where he's talking about, is it Wonder Woman or some shit? And, it's funny as hell because she just looks at him. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's what they're talking about. And he was talking about somebody, him being attracted to somebody, and he goes, "Well, do you think that's sexist?" And he's
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and she's like looking at him like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you after this," and as soon as he like smiles, and then she starts talking, and he's like, and his mouth goes to an instant frown. It is so fucking funny.
There's actually a video from Think Tank that was just like, I think it was yesterday. And it's the girl who does Think Tank every day. I can't remember her name. Like, she's the ultimate bitch of the universe, and she's on every Think Tank. But there's actually a video from like yesterday of her on there, and she has like the ultimate cuck, and he's just trying to respond to her, but like everything he's trying to say is like premeditated, and he's like, I can't trigger anybody, so he's he like starts a thought and stops, and starts a thought and stops, and starts a thought. I have it in my view later videos. That's like after the Anita Sarkeesian, after the Steve Shives, after the Baltimore Rising, then I'll get to the Think Tank, and I'm gonna move on from there.
Cool.
And, Jem was giving me shit. I know he was just talking shit. He's like, "Oh, your channel's dead before it started." Well, I don't care. I don't care. Like, that's not the point of me starting a YouTube channel. It's just me trying to get my voice out there, and if someone hears it, yay. If nobody hears it, boo-hoo.
Yeah, that's their stick, man. You know, it's like he's just dick flopping. You know, if you go to his social blade, I mean, the truth is there. His subs are down like almost 100% from last month. So it's like he's probably kind of butthurt about that. So
Well, he's butthurt because everybody hates his anime. Everybody hates his new animated avatar.
I knew when fucking Pepe and Ghastly caught on, man. I knew that everybody was going to start, going with that cartoon thing, man. Yeah. It was just a matter of time until people, figured out what software they were using and shit. So yeah, you got him and Dual Wheel. I actually like Dual Wheel's little deal. The face that works for him. It really does. I don't mind. I don't mind Gemini's little animated, owl thing either. It's just predictable.
Well, people don't like it because it's different. People don't like change.
That's true.
People like the same. They want the same. They want the same thing delivered to them over and over and over again.
Right. Well, and it's like I tell you, man, a place to get a lot of wisdom is Tonka. Tonka Saw, man, the dude has just got some sage advice because he's been in, this is show business, really. And he's been hanging around show business, for years. He did the wrestling thing, and now he's really done this really clever thing, created this audio wrestling. It's like radio version of wrestling. Is brilliant. And he said that, people don't know what they want until you give it to them. Right.
Right. That's exactly true.
And
like, things don't take off. Like, things like a perfect example of that is Rick and Morty. I mean, Rick and Morty was a show that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
When it came out, everybody like, the first season, everybody's like, oh, what is this? Nobody, what is this? Nobody's going to watch this. This is garbage. And Adult Swim's been really good about that. Shows like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Squidbillies, all the different shows that Adult Swim has put out. But then they catch on. All it takes is, it's not a matter of talent. It's not a matter of how good you are. And the music industry is a great metric of this. I mean, it's not a matter of how good you are. It's not a matter of the talent you have. It's not a matter of your ability to perform. It's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time to catch fire and catch an audience. And once you do that, you blow up from there, and hopefully you can ride that wave as long as you can.
Yeah, exactly. And then when the Illuminati, offers you that membership, you fucking take it.
Oh yeah, take it and run with it as long as you can.
Take it and run, man.
Yeah, as long as you fucking can. As long as you fucking can. And then even after that wave is crested, you're gonna still ride that wave, even though it's crashed into the shore and has receded. You're gonna keep riding that wave because it's still paying that cash until it just is completely gone away.
Exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised if within the next year they do get picked up by somebody. That's just that product is too hot. That Gulf City thing, man, it's funny as shit. It's really creative. It's edgy. It's the spiciest thing on YouTube, in my opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's looking at them. Somebody big was looking at them right now.
Yeah. And I mean, you get people like what's the name of that black bitch? The black bitch who got picked up by MTV, who started as a YouTuber.
Oh yeah, what's her name? Fucking Franny.
Francesca
Ramsey. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like she just got picked. She was a YouTube star and she got picked up by MTV, even though she's a horrid human being, and like everything that's wrong with society today. But
now she's on Comedy Central, dude.
Oh, I know, and she's a representative of everything that's wrong with society today. But she was a flash in the pan, and just like the Hillenbrands, they're a flash in the pan, but you know what? They sell right now. So let's latch onto that and make as much money as we can, and then we'll worry about the repercussions afterwards.
Right. Well, that's that whole, that, and it was really interesting because my sister was over here earlier, and and we were talking about even our cable company. It was like everything that's like not liberal, like news wise or everything, you had to pay extra for. Um, but everything, all the base, everything that comes to base is like CNN, which is ridiculously, insanely liberal, and they don't fucking. I mean, God, have you ever read any of their news articles on their website, man?
Well, it's just so sad because I classify myself as a liberal. I really do, because I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not a conservative. I classify myself as a liberal, but the person I find myself aligning with more and more as time goes on is someone like Ben Shapiro, or and it's just like these people that I would never have aligned with. I'm aligning with more and more these days, just because the liberal crowd has become such these delicate snowflakes that like I can't align myself with them. So I'm finding myself aligning more and more and more with the right, because I just can't align with the left anymore. Just because I'm detaching myself from the left. Even though I've been a liberal my whole life, I'm detaching from the left because the left is just becoming so insane with political correctness and social awareness and feminism and Black Lives Matter and all these other things. And it's like, no, I can't align with you anymore because I disagree with everything you stand with. And I disagree. I disagree with everything. Go ahead. Oh no, I was just saying I disagree with everything the alt-right stands for, and I disagree with everything the alt-left stands for. And I'm sitting here in the center of the road, and each side of the road is literally eroding around me, leaving me this little fucking rail to stand on, and I don't know where to go anymore.
Well, and I think the road is, the center is really where most people fall. It's like I can't follow any political platform of any party, man. I can't follow 100%. And if somebody does, they're not really thinking.
No.
Hey, Chevy. I keep putting the address in here, man. Y'all come on in if you want to and hang out with me and Dan. We're just talking, shooting the shit, kicking the bobo, as I say. But yeah, I refer to myself as a recovering liberal because back in the day, well, it's like, I think it was Churchill said that, if you're 20 and you're not a liberal, then you don't have a heart. But if you're 40, if you're 40, not a Republican or not a conservative, you don't have a brain. Yeah, exactly. It's a classic quote. I'm down with Churchill stuff. So, you guys just hang out and listen, and if you want to, just check us out. I'm not asking you for any money or anything. Just give me some likes and shit. Sub my shit. I'd appreciate that big time.
Get some alternate here. Get a few different conversations going on. I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's always the argument of the echo chamber. There's the echo chamber on both sides. There's the liberal echo chamber. There's a conservative echo chamber. There's a skeptic echo chamber. Everybody complains about the echo chamber, but nobody wants to listen to what anyone has to say that they might not agree with.
Well, but I think people are starting to break that. Like last night, Schmeckel on the country, man, they had Kevin Logan on, man. So that was interesting to watch. I was really appreciative of that. And, Worski reaching out to Willie Bumblebee and stuff, man. So, there's people starting to reach across the aisle.
Well, it's just like you see after VidCon, you see Lacey Green hanging out with Sargon. I mean, when would you, a year ago, when would you ever think in a million years that Lacey Green and Sargon of Akkad are gonna hang out and take a picture together and be on Twitter together. Like,
well, here's something.
A year ago from right now, before VidCon, before Anita Sarkeesian's breakdown, before all that, a year from now, before, like, clear your mind of everything that happens. A year ago from now, you tell anybody that Lacey Green and Sargon of Akkad are going to common ground and hang out together, take a picture on Twitter. I mean, anyone's going to tell you you're crazy. That's not going to happen. But, you know, it can. You can find you can disagree and still find a common ground.
And you can be civil about it. You know, it was something, though, that was really interesting. A couple of days after Worski did that thing with Willie Bumblebee, you know, this stuff with Bering happened with his Twitter account. And then, you know, Christy Winters is over there bragging about, you know, having had reported him and all the, you know, all these tweets implying that she was the one that brought him down, you know, that got him deplatformed. Or in my you know, deplatform is another word for censored. You know, she got his ass censored on Twitter.
Yeah, and she's the one who goes around bragging about how she doesn't flag anybody, or she doesn't. You know,
I know.
Yeah,
they're so open minded and shit. Right, I agree.
You know, I actually went on her Twitter, knowing that I'm risking my Twitter account being suspended. And like I worded it better than this. I was very careful how I worded it. And I'm like, you know what, Chris? You know what, Fisty? You and Barry need to just hate fuck and get this tension over with.
Get it over with. I agree, man.
Just hate fuck. Like, have a night of like incredible hate sex. Get the tension over with, and then move on with your lives.
Indeed. I think Sugar Tips would sign off on that too, just to get the shit over with.
Oh my God.
Hey. There's Kayla, man. Bass Trap Kayla has joined us. Greetings.
I'll butter your bread.
I bet you will.
What's up?
What's happening, man?
Not much. Just chilling.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
but it was
nobody can find a common ground. I mean, it's just like you're either in Camp A or Camp B. You know, why can't it be in Camp C? Why can't it be in Camp C, D, or Z? You know.
Well, you know, it's a war. You know, it's a war of ideas, man, and it's like, and these people are pushing for. They're pushing, in my opinion, they're pushing for, you know, Marxist change on a grassroots level, and they're starting with the language. I mean, shit. You know, they've outlawed words in Canada, and we're next. You know,
well,
you know that's it.
America's the only country. Well, not the only country, but America is one of the only countries that has an actual amendment to the Constitution that guarantees our free speech, and that's why you have problems with like Canada and Australia and all these other countries where you don't have an amendment guaranteeing your free speech, so that, you know, the legislature at the time can make laws to limit your free speech because there is an amendment in place.
Exactly. Kayla, what do you want to talk about tonight, man?
I'm just along for the ride, whatever. I will talk about whatever.
How about them Yankees?
I don't know much about them Yankees. I know Babe Ruth's the shit. What's up? I haven't seen him play in a few seasons though. He's got an injury or something. No.
Yeah, they kind of put you down under the damn dirt. Man, yeah, I was trying to look up. I'm trying to wipe a hard drive, man, and it's like I'm trying to download a good freeware. So yeah, it was this boot sector I can clean everything but the boot sector, and it's like I need to get rid of that so I can reload Windows on it.
No, now you're talking a language that I don't understand. Like anytime I download anything off, like when I get anything off uTorrent, I have to like go into the README and like follow the instructions like step by step. And like I still don't understand what you want me to do, but I'm trying. I'm trying real hard.
Well, make sure you scan your shit for like spyware and stuff, man.
Oh, I do.
Trojans, man. It's like every time I've tested software from torrent sites, that's I've always been loaded down with spyware and shit. So yeah, I'm just looking for a good. That's why I go to SourceForge. I look for a lot of open source.
Oh yeah, open source
stuff.
Very good.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually have a friend from New Jersey. He like actually like openly petitioned for like all the New Jersey school districts to like change from like Windows and Mac and all that to go to open source, and like actually was like met like with like vehement opposition. Like, you cannot do that. We have to stay with Windows. We have to stay with Apple software. We cannot go to open source because of reasons.
Right, because of greased palms and shit. Because of special interests.
Exactly.
That's it just drives me nuts, man. Because I mean, isn't Linux pretty much freeware now? Operating system.
Oh, I don't know.
What you used to call Linux.
Now you're speaking a language I don't speak anymore.
Yes, Linux is pretty much freeware. You can still pay for like Red Hat, Ubuntu, and the other ones that they keep up to date. But
right.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this tools, security tools to remove sensitive data from your Windows hard drive. Oh,
got a disk drive or a solid state?
It's a disk. It's a disk.
Their best bet's gonna be run a Gutman, run a zero fill, run a Gutman, run a zero fill, and it should be wiped at that point.
All right, a Gutman.
Yeah, 35 pass Gutman.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Computing. System error. Would you like to send Windows an error report?
Well, I think, man, I don't know about Discord. Maybe you know something about this, Kayla. Are you aware that people are using Discord to hack through? They're using that as a conduit to get into people's computers and shit.
Yeah, to get into people that also have Discord to get into their computers.
Yeah.
Last thing I read about is you have to like if you don't open any pictures or anything, you're fine because you have to do something through the program that gives it access to your drive. Like on my computer, I don't even have the app installed. I use the browser.
Oh wow, that's a good idea. Just to go through the browser.
I mean, I'm not even on Discord. Like I'm just now, like I've been on Twitter for years, and I'm like just now getting on to like all the other things like 4chan and all that other stuff. But I like I'm just not finding out what like Discord and all that stuff is, and it's still like Reddit. Like I go on Reddit and I'm like, oh okay, I don't get it. What are all these lines? Where do they go? What does it mean?
Yeah, Reddit's a strange. It's a strange. I've been on 4chan forever, man. That's like. I was on Fark before that. But 4chan is probably your best bet to stay anonymous. Reddit is kind of a stupid place. It's I don't know. 8chan kind of that's not a bad place. 8chan, but Reddit is like some of those guys on there are just complete dicks, man. And they're like, you know, "Well, you a downvote, blah blah blah, downvote, downvote." I'm like, whatever, man. I just wanted, you know, I just wanted to, you know, to get some information here. You know, you don't have to fucking yank my dick while I'm, you know, why, you know, I don't understand why people have to be so incivil to each other. You know, it's like, I don't know. I have a thing about rudeness.
Well,
Something.
that's the new thing now. Like, it's just you can't have civil discourse. It's all about being like as ignorant as you can possibly be. There's actually like my daughter. Like my daughter is huge into the Adventures of Gumball, and I don't know if you've seen the Gumball episode where he like was versed in the ways of the social justice warrior, and it's just such a perfect like mirror of our society now. Like if you want, if you like go on YouTube and like and type in Gumball social justice warrior, you will see like how our like all of the internet has become now. Like it's just so perfect of a like it's so perfect metaphor of like what everything is like now on the internet. It's
Social
just
justice warriors. I'm probably the only transgender person that gets called a transphobic fuckhead regularly.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So, tell us about yourself, Kayla. Do you prefer to be called Kayla, and do you get offended if you get
It is
accidentally
impossible.
misgendered?
No, no, it's impossible to offend me.
Okay.
I don't I don't give a shit. As I always like to put it, you know, if somebody's trying to offend me, I tell them, you know, if they're a guy, I tell them I'm more of a woman than you'll ever get, and more of a man than you'll ever be.
Here, 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 man. I like that. I like
Cheers,
that.
cheers to that.
But yeah, as far as about me, I don't know. I was in the army for 8 years, Iraq twice. Now I drive a
What,
semi,
what was your job in the army?
combat engineer, 12 Bravo,
All right. So, what is that's technically what just an infantry?
with explosives.
Okay.
My job
So,
was to blow shit up.
you were a sapper,
Yes.
the old school term. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the person people called when they found the IID in the side of the road.
Yes, I was a bomb hunter.
Oh, dude, that was fun. No.
Oh, it was really fun. There's three ways you find an IED. Either you're driving along and you go, oh, look, a bomb. Let's poke at it.
Right.
Or you're driving along and boom, oh, look, there was a bomb. Are we okay? And then those are the two preferred methods. Then there's the third method if you're driving along and you see another convoy and you go, oh, look, they found a bomb.
Right.
So, would you use like you run some det cord and just do it that way? Just kind of run it the length of
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
that entirely depended on what we found. Usually, if it was something with what's the word I'm looking for?
On what we found. Usually,
Somebody's got an echo going in.
Yeah.
Well, I work with a guy who's an engineer over in Afghanistan, and he tells me stories about like the people there they would set mortars up around the base. What they would do was they would come in at night when it was below freezing, and they put the mortars in the tubes and have a block of ice below the tube, and they'd leave, and during the day the ice would melt, and and once the ice melted, the mortar would drop, and it would launch onto the base, and then they'd have a response team go out, and by the time they got out there, there was nobody there because there was a mortar they set the night before,
Wow.
and that's like what they're dealing with over there in Iraq, Afghanistan, and all these countries. They're dealing with they're dealing with the art of war. Fight them where they're not. They would like set these traps where they know that people would respond and nobody would ever be there.
Yeah, so I had a brain fart a minute ago. So what we would do is if we found it and we couldn't get rid of the initiator, we'd send the robot in with a satchel charge, basically just some C4 that's already wired up to blow. And we wouldn't run det cord all the way back to the truck because that's a waste of det cord. We'd run what they call a shock tube.
Okay.
It's just a plastic tube with basically an explosive powder in it that sends a spark all the way to the blasting cap.
Okay.
You pull it with an M81 initiator, and
So it's kind of like the new version of what old school fuses were, kind of.
right. Well, I mean, we still have time fuse. Yeah, it's basically, well, they used to use electric, like they'd use wires to the blasting cap, and now we use what they call MDI, which is military demolition igniters.
Okay, yeah, you know, that sounds like something that we make or have made at my my plant that I work at, because we work with explosives. We make airbag supplies, and we've done government contract work and stuff. So it's possible we made some of the igniters for you.
Yeah, I got friends that won't leave me alone in their in like their bathrooms or their kitchens because I have a tendency to make things explode.
First world problems.
I know, right?
Indeed.
Oh. And so it's a scary world we live in now. Like it's what is this?
I don't know how scary I would call it. I mean, yeah, it's different than what I grew up in, definitely. But at the same time, you know, it's like you can also buy arms, so you can still protect yourself. I mean, it's not like England or, you know, one of them other foreign countries where, you know, now you can't even call, you know, call people names or they'll come and get you.
Like that dude in Scotland. What's his name in Scotland who got arrested for making
Dankula?
Yeah, Dankula. Yeah.
Yeah, he made the tweet and he got arrested for the tweet.
No, it was no. You're thinking of somebody else. The Dankula is the guy that taught the dog to like do the Hitler salute.
Yeah, the hill.
Every time we go, how Hitler.
That was funny shit, man.
It was funny, man. You know, I mean, shit. You know, it was like, holy, I mean, golly, man. It's like, it's costing him a shitload of money, man. You know,
Such a cute dog too.
I know, man. Old pug, fucking, you know, fucking sick house shit. God.
And he only did it as a joke. Like his wife was like, "I have the best dog in the world," and he's all like, "Oh yeah, we'll see about that."
Yeah. Yeah, there was that guy. There was the guy in Scotland. Baron made him famous because he made a couple tweets on Twitter and he got arrested for it. He got arrested for a tweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He was the guy that there was like a gay pride march or some shit, and he tweeted out, "Where's a Muslim with a truck when you need one?"
Yes. That's
A truck apiece.
The truck's a piece.
His lawyer's defense was all like, he was just talking about a food truck.
Uh-huh.
Well, he wasn't. I mean,
he wasn't talking about kebabs.
Yeah, basically the lawyer's defense was, if you took it there, then you're the racist one, not my client.
Exactly. That's brilliant, man. You know, it's like, because I mean, it's literally, if you think about it, you know, when people make those kind of assumptions about stuff, I mean, they are taking it, you know, to that place. You know, you're just giving them the information, and what they do with it. You know,
it's like that one comedian who's all like, "I hate it when people use the N word on TV." And he's like, and not the actual word. He's like, but when they say N word, it's like, because what they're doing then is they're making me say it.
Right.
Meanwhile, the N word can be used in other circles to endless mean, and that's okay.
Yeah, what he's meaning is the N word as in like a quote, like the N word, instead of the word that N word is trying to replace, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And so the guy's saying that it pisses him off that they're making him say the N word instead of nigga with a hard R.
And
Yeah.
instead of them
Or-
just coming out and saying it, they say N word, making you say the actual word in your brain. He's like,
Right.
just use the word.
You know what? I take offense when they say us Irish are all alcoholics.
I don't. It's the truth.
I get offended when people start talking trash about trailer parks, man. I live in a trailer park, and you know what? I would be more like Ricky, but still.
Yeah, trailer park boys are awesome. I don't know what you're talking
But
about.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I deliver
lot lizards and shit.
I deliver to trailer parks every day. You know what? They range from every type. You know, I delivered some to trailer parks that are better than the house I live in. And then I delivered to the trailer park I delivered to today, and I had the dead rat in the driveway. I'm like, okay.
Dude.
They had a dead rat in the driveway?
They're like, don't worry about that. Our dog killed that this morning. I'm like, like they literally told us that there's a dead rat with like sitting in the middle of the driveway. I'm sitting there coming to deliver them a fucking washing machine, and like, oh, don't worry about that. Dog killed that this morning and shot that out there in the driveway. You got nothing to worry about. Come on in here.
Damn, it sounds like my part of the country, man.
No. I don't wanna. I just don't wanna.
Yeah, good old rural Alabama, man. You can't get any more.
You get that in rural. You get that rural anywhere. I live in central New York, in a city in central New York. Like I live in the city. Like the funny thing about where I live, like I live in a really nice neighborhood in central New York. But like if you go 2 blocks in any direction, pretty much you're in the ghetto, and that's the big thing about where I live. Like you can be in the nicest neighborhood in the fucking world, but if you go 3 blocks in any certain direction, you're in the fucking ghetto.
Anybody that knows New York State knows exactly what town you live in with that little slip up you just had.
I know, right? I just doxed myself, even though I put myself out there on like it's like people joke, like actually someone made a joke at work the other day. And he's talking about I'm here killing myself working, and then people are bitching sitting in the driver's seat of their car and making a killing off YouTube. I'm like, wow, you just basically described my whole YouTube channel. And like, oh, what's your YouTube channel? I'm like, I'm fucking telling you. I'll get fucking
Yeah, the last thing I need is for you to dox my ass.
What
Yeah,
flavor are you vaping on there?
it's like yeah, I show my face on my YouTube channel, but like I'm not fucking telling you what my YouTube channel name is, because then I'll be fucking fired.
I know both. Oh shit. Don't worry, bro. Your secret's safe.
Hashtag losing.
Indeed. So, what do you do, man? Because you said something about delivering of.
Well, I work 2 jobs.
Right.
One job I work for a major hardware company. It's like one of the major appliance. It's one of the major appliance dealers in like the whole world.
Okay.
And I deliver appliances like washing machines, dryers, refrigerators, and stuff for them. That's like my job. That's like my main job. That's what gives me my health insurance.
Right.
And my second job is Grubhub. And everybody knows what Grubhub is.
I don't.
Oh, Grubhub. Well, like Grubhub's a thing in the cities where you like deliver food for like restaurants that don't have their own deliveries.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know.
All right.
So like all the YouTube videos I've made like up to this point have just been me like with like my my phone up on the dash, like me recording myself either doing something stupid or delivering a rant on and then I'm like, you know what? This would be a great YouTube channel. Like my YouTube is VFT Productions, and I'm like, I could do VFT Productions delivers. Like that could be my YouTube. That could be my like angle. And so like now, like I've actually started editing videos. And like so like my like now I'm doing like I started doing I have like a couple of response videos in the works, and my response videos are just basically me ranting while I'm doing deliveries on Grubhub, but responding to like I said, I got one right now I'm working on to Anita Sarkeesian. I got another that I'm working on, that's the Steve Shives. I got a couple of think tank videos I'm working on. I got another video I like just started writing a script on tonight, to the HBO documentary Baltimore Rising, because I watched the HBO documentary Baltimore Rising, and I was literally down here watching it, just fucking raging out of my fucking mind. So I picked up a fucking piece of paper and started writing the fucking script as I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the angle I'm going on is VFT Productions delivers. I deliver the truth.
What happens in Baltimore Rising? Tell me about that show.
What it's talking is it's that the what the fuck is his name? His last name is Gray. It's the guy who died in police custody.
Right.
And it follows a couple of different people. And like one of the guys, let me I want to get his name right. So let me look it up because I actually made a note on it. Let me look it up because I want to get his name right. Because this is the fucking guy. Because Colin Kaepernick just won the Nobel Peace Prize.
What? Are you shitting me?
And there's this guy.
Kaepernick won the Peace Prize.
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick won. Oh no! Excuse me. I misspoke. GQ named him Citizen of the Year. GQ named him Citizen of the Year. And
oh god. Yeah. Well, that just shows you where the media is at.
Well, that's at least that's better than getting the Nobel Peace Prize.
But they gave it to Obama. They gave it to
but for getting elected, we know. You know,
but there's
that's whatever.
There's this guy in Baltimore Rising. His name is Jannard Shadow Barr. And what he is he's a former gang member. And he's a quote unquote retired gang member. He actually used that term, that he's a retired gang member, and he has a family now. And he was in Baltimore for the whole the whole protest and everything. And what this guy Jannard Shadow Barr, and he should be the GQ Citizen of the Year, because what he did was he was working with the Baltimore Police Department for the whole uprising and everything, because he was like a liaison between the police department and the gangs, and like what has to get done and what could be done and what could improve the community, and like he's like talking to the commissioner of police, crying his eyes out, because he's like, my children are not going to live the life that I did. My children are not going to do what I did. And meanwhile, you have these two fucking social justice warriors, these two and they're the most fucking privileged fucking people on the planet.
Yeah.
They both come from like these like fucking middle class families. One is a girl who's part of Black Lives Matter, whose mother gave her this like this great upbringing in like this upper middle class family, and she's like fighting for Black Lives Matter. And the other is this black dude who was from like an upper middle class family, and he's fighting for Black Lives Matter, and like, he's getting arrested doing all these protests and everything. And like his mother and father are telling him, like, you're getting arrested doing these protests, and you're gonna ruin your life you're gonna ruin your entire life based on these protests, and you're 21 years old, you don't have a job, you're broke, you don't have anything, and you're ruining your entire life for what? And like you have these two entitled black people that come from entitled families who are fighting for Black Lives Matter, who are just making the most ignorant protests in the fucking world based on this gray guy who died in police custody. And you have this guy who was a gang member, who left the gangs to raise his children, who's working with the Baltimore Police Department to better Baltimore. And he's sitting there like in tears, fighting with the commissioner of the police department. Like, this is what has to get done to improve our community. And I was like sitting here watching this thing, just raging out of my mind, because this guy who was a gang member, who was working with the police department, you know, to try to improve his society, while these two entitled fuckers are just out there getting arrested because they don't give a fuck what happens to their life. You know, and meanwhile, Colin Kaepernick, who's taking a knee at the fucking anthem and still making millions of dollars, you know, and he's getting named the GQ person of the fucking year. And I was just here raging, just fucking so furious out of my mind watching this fucking thing. Like, if you get a chance, go on HBO and watch Baltimore Rising, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about.
I'll wait till it comes out on Netflix, but I get you, though. Yeah, that would piss me off, too, you know?
Well, I was going to say, weren't the cops that were, like, all, like, on trial, weren't they all acquitted?
They were all acquitted because the guy who was arrested, he was arrested for being ignorant, and he was thrown in the back of the cop car, and he was like in the back of the van, like flipping out and going nuts. Now, yeah, the cops didn't do what they were supposed to do and like secure him properly and like seatbelt him in. So he was like in the back of the van, like flipping out and going crazy. So like they arrested him and they were going on through the night, like arresting other people. And like they got to like the fourth stop of the night and arrested someone else. And then they pulled him out and they realized that he had a broken neck because, you know, he was in the back of the fucking van, fucking running around and like yelling and screaming and going crazy. So like when they came to an abrupt stop, his dumb ass fell forward and hit his head against the fucking seat.
Wow.
Wasn't his wasn't he like stopped? But the deal is that he was standing outside at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning. I mean, bright and early in the morning, was standing on a corner, and a bicycle cop just wanted to stop and talk to him, and the dude ran. And then it was the other bike cop that was right behind the guy. They both hopped off their bikes and started chasing after the guy on foot. You know, if he'd have just stood there, man, you know, they would have probably just talked to him, you know. But, you know, of course he ran, and then that meant, you know, they had to pull him down. He was resisting. And, you know, and then they had, I believe he had some weed on him. You know, or weed.
Oh my God, weed, that evil weed. Oh shit.
I know, man. You know, but it was a kind of, you know, he didn't need, it was, you know, that's all a clusterfuck anyway. But I mean, it's like putting bike cops around the, you know, around the projects. That's not too smart either, man. And, you know, and then all the shitty calls the mayor, you know, made during all the riots and stuff. And that prosecutor, you know, those acquittals, man, made her, I mean, that just ate her. She has no career now.
Well, how many times do you see, on like cops and all these different channels, these people who run from the cops and go on high speed chases, you know, and like take out like 4 other cars. So they're getting like resisting arrest and like all these different crimes for running from the cops. And they finally catch the person, and they find out the person ran because they were scared because they had a traffic warrant because they didn't go to court for a speeding ticket.
Right.
Yeah. Exactamundo, man.
Yeah,
I think my favorite one with Boston was I forget. Oh, it was when because Boston, I mean, most of the city council is black. They had a black mayor, they had a black police attendant, and a black fire chief.
They had a black president, for Christ's sake.
Black everything, damn near. And when a black cop shot a black guy, and then BLM decided to freaking riot, I'm like, really?
Right. It doesn't make any sense at all, does it? Because it's like in both of those cities are Democrat, like hardcore Democrat controlled for like 30 or 40 years now, right? I mean, there's not even a chance that you know, I don't even think Republicans have run the last couple of elections in either town because they're just not there.
No, no. Some people are saying it's been over like 7 decades since they've had any kind of Republican law and order in there.
That makes sense.
I mean, they've been liberal that long. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
70 fucking years plus. Yeah. It's disgusting, but it happens. I don't, you know, this is a republic. We don't live in the democracy of America. We live in the Republic of America. And
yeah, it's not a democracy, it's a republic. You're exactly right. If it was a democracy, we'd each vote for a decision. But instead, we elect representatives to represent us in Congress to make decisions for us. Thank you, freedom.
You're welcome, bro.
Freedom!
Freedom!
Well, you know, it's funny because I was just like, one of the videos I looked for, I was scripting the video for the Baltimore Rising, and one of the videos I don't know if you guys have seen this. This was Chief Flynn. He did he's the chief of police for the Milwaukee Police Department. It was from 2014. You know, and the Black Lives Matter were mad at him because he was at a service and he was on his phone, and the Black Lives Matter were attacking him because he was on his phone. And the reason he was on his phone is because he was keeping up on, like, some kid had got shot in the head sitting on her father's lap by a drive-by shooting. And like, they questioned him in an interview, and he lost his mind about it because he was just talking about, yeah, I was on my phone, I'm following the shooting of a child, you know, and he had to leave the press conference to go to the crime scene, and there was this one Black Lives Matter reporter there, and he's telling the people, you know, like, I have to leave here and go to the crime scene of a child who was shot in a drive-by shooting, and he's just losing his mind talking about, you know, 80% of the murders I respond to in our city are from African Americans. 80% of this are from African Americans, and he's like, and these police are going to go out and they're going to respond. They're going to have to go and respond and be police and a citizen. And there's this one Black Lives Matter bitch in a green fucking band, in a green scarf, and she's rolling her eyes at him. And I'm just like sitting here, like, I'm watching the Baltimore Lives, and I write my script, and I'm like, I gotta find this thing to put in my video. And then I saw her rolling her eyes, and I literally had to, like, I went to throw my phone, and then like hold on to it so it didn't smash against the wall, because I was so angry at these fucking people. Because, like, no, don't respond, don't, like, answer to the problems, don't recognize the problems that we are having in our society. Just, you know, follow the status quo. You know, if you recognize the problems that we're having in our society, you're part of the problem. Because it's not the problem that these police are responding to these things, it's the problem that the police are the problem. You know, that's it. It's the police are the problem. It's not that they're responding to the problem, it's just they are the problem.
And you know, I'm not going to say you're wrong all the time on that either, because I mean, with all the body cams and people taking footage all the time now, you see a lot of corruption. But then
you got some shitty cops, man. You know,
but then sometimes, a lot of times, you only get a part of the problem, and it's like, you know, they miss what the fuck the guy was doing, you know, 5 minutes before the cops got there. But see, that's why I don't dial 911. It's like, man, if some motherfucker's creating shit out in front of my house, I'm going to deal with it myself. I'll call the police once the problem is neutralized, you know? Why would I bring a cop in here for a problem that I have, other than a dead body, which I've done that too?
Yeah.
Freedom to take care of business, man.
And I'm not even kidding you about that, man. The only time I call the cops is when there's a body.
And you'll set them free.
I dropped in the side chat a link. It's a CIA link, but I heard somebody a few minutes ago was talking about the government style that we have in the United States, and the CIA lists our government style as a constitutional federal republic. not a democracy.
It's not. It's not a democracy. Otherwise, we'd vote on every decision our government made.
And the word democracy or democratic, etc., does not appear in the United States Constitution anywhere.
It doesn't.
Nor does it appear in any of the state constitutions.
Yeah, and usually most countries that have the word democratic in their fucking title are all like communist or socialist, republics. So, I'm okay with that.
The closest thing we've seen to a democracy is what happened in Australia when they wanted to do the gay marriage, and they did the mail-in thing, and when they wanted to see what the society thought on gay marriage. That's the closest thing we've seen to democracy in free society recently, because they let the entire country mail in their decision on what they thought. That's democracy. If it was a true democracy, we'd all have a button in our house.
Technically they had to call that a survey.
Yeah.
Because they've done a couple of their referendum kind of votes like that. That was kind of fascinating to see that, because it took me like 2 or 3 times to kind of like understand how the process, because it's so weird, man. It's such a convoluted little process that it took me like sitting down and paying attention to exactly what the words were being used, and the way that they verbally explained it, because there's a little bit of legalese that they were using that was kind of confusing to me. But it's like, okay, so this is just nothing but a survey, but the survey implies the will of the people,
and they're going to use the will of the people to they're going to interpret the word of the people to make legal law.
Right. Let me ask Tiberius, can you not talk, Tiberius Kirk? If you can, if you cannot talk, go ahead and enter the chat, because it's like I haven't heard anything you've said. I don't think any of us have. Has anybody heard him talk?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
How you guys doing?
All right, good, man.
I've been ranting. That's kind of my fault.
Let him go. Let him go.
Well, that's the way, in these things, you just you got to jump in, and it's like, if you're like kind of new to this deal, it's kind of like dog eat dog kind of thing. I first 1 or 2 I sat in, I didn't get a word in edgewise, and I ended up getting booted by fucking Gemineye, of course. But that's a different story. It's funny, man. Shit, it's like I can't get mad at that shit. It's funny. Fuck.
Well, then you get guys like AP or Carl on there. Man, between AP and Carl, nobody get a fucking word in there.
Put them on a stream and
you gotta talk, man. You gotta talk, man. That's yeah. It's like AP is a trip, man. I mean, that dude is just, he is working the room from the minute he walks in there to the minute he leaves, man. He is just,
hell yeah, he is.
He's doing the deal.
It took him a while to come up with something. What was it, yesterday when I challenged him to a kumite? He was all like,
What?
Yeah, yesterday or yesterday.
When are y'all doing that, man?
He didn't even accept it, so.
Oh, that wimp.
You gotta level up with the Masters before you get one of those matches.
Oh, I
mean, he was talking about going on with Whitey tonight, and it's like, Whitey, oh man, Whitey wouldn't have a chance. But then again, most people
tonight.
Do what now?
He was on Whitey's stream tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Talking shit, I imagine.
I don't know, but Bass Trap keeps winking at me, and I'm kind of feeling it. So,
you know what's funny is I was chatting with Bass Mama the other day, and she invited me to one of their monthly hookups down here where we live. So, I might go meet up with her in the next month or so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because y'all live in the same state, right?
Yeah, in fact, we live with well, not within the same zip code, but really damn close. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, cool.
Well, if it's different zip codes, it doesn't count as cheating. So.
I got no one to cheat on anyway. Not to
Well,
mention mama taken.
well, and if you have to get really technical, you can always go across the, go to TJ or to what, Nogales.
You know,
Right?
well, that's a few hours. That's a few hours away. We live like 20 minutes away from each other, or if that.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna, say if you have to, you could always leave the country pretty easily.
Yeah, I
that
even
way-
got my passport and everything. Shit.
Passports are overrated. If you got a big enough gun, you don't need one.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I don't think they'd let me across the border with the AR, but
A dead body can't stop you. I'm just saying.
Just say it.
I'm not going to kill to get into Mexico. No offense.
You would if they're trying to kill you in the U.S.
Yeah, you're right. I damn would. You're fucking ain't right. I would drive the convoy, the lead convoy vehicle. Motherfucker, I'd be like Mad Max up in that motherfucker.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna use that Gutman 35 pass on that Kayla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you wanna make it on, like, actually cover up the data, do a 35, then do a 0 fill, and then do another 35.
Okay. All
But
right.
you're
Yeah,
just
I'm just. Well, yeah, I'm trying to get rid of that boot
Fine.
sector so I can. Yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of that boot sector and so I can reinstall Windows on top of it.
Oh, you having some computer issues, IRATE?
Yeah. It's just I had a copy of Windows 8.1 and it's just, oh my God, I can't stand it. What it is that that 1T hard drive I had that crashed on that computer. The one that the one that I've been bitching about for 2 months now. Yeah, it's like I put in the motherboard, the main board in it is made. It was made to work with Windows 8.1 specifically, right? So I figured, okay, if I load 8.1 on there, I can load 10 on top of it and be all right. But no, it won't let me load jack shit on it. So I'm stripping the mother thing and just starting over and just load 10 straight onto it. I'm tired of fucking with the thing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how to.
Oh, Freedom's got a kitty. Thank you.
There's a tiger.
I
Nice tiger. He's
got
a battle cat. I'll tell you what.
my Edward's upstairs. He's off sleeping somewhere.
Yeah, I got a couple more around here somewhere.
Well, it's like in Whitey's video there when Whitey did the video with what's her fucking nuts, the CEO YouTube. Just put animals in the video. It's just more views.
That's actually, I thought about doing that with mine. I mean, I've got a snake, I've got cats, I got a dog. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put on my own nature show on my stream if I want, or on my channel, stream, whatever. I mean, these guys, when they get going, man, I'm telling you, I could record these guys for like hours before they get worn out.
I had a snake, but she passed, but I refused to get rid of her tank. Her tank's still sitting up there. I refused to get rid of it.
What'd you have?
Oh, it's horrible. I found her one more.
No, I mean, what snake what kind of snake?
It was she was a candy corn corn snake, like not an albino corn snake, but a candy corn variety. Oh, she was my baby. Her name was Genesis. Oh, she was my baby.
Genesis.
Cool. I cried for a day, and when my Edward goes, I'm gonna be useless for 2 days. When my cat dies, I'm gonna be calling into work for at least 2 days of work. I'm gonna be laying in my bed just like in a fetal position, sobbing. No admitting it.
Yeah, because I've had Willie my king snake for about 9 years, And then I've got my older cat, Ramses. You can't see him now, but big old white cat. I've had him for 7 years, and you know he's been my best friend.
Oh yeah.
And then I got this stray dog, Trigger, and then you know now it's like holy crap! I've never seen cats and dogs live together in harmony until I had these two. But it's like Ramsey's already had control of the house, so I bring in this new dog that weighs you know like 20 pounds or 20 times more than the cat. I mean, you know, it's like an 80-pound dog compared to a 15-pound cat. It's big difference in size. And they got along. You know, Ramsey made sure that the dog was put in check, and the dog was like, okay, I'm cool with that.
It ain't the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight and the dog.
That's right,
Yeah,
man.
that's true. He was just happy to come home to a loving home. I'm telling you. When I found him, it was like on a, I want to say a farm, but it was only like 5 acres. But these people had like 3 heads of cattle, and they had all these stray dogs down this city back street. You know, so they had most of the street on one side, and cattle and everything. And one day this dog comes up to the car. I'm out there on break, you know, just chilling, having my breakfast, and this dog walks up on me, and I'm like, what the fuck's this dog? And it's a big dog. I mean, he's 80 pounds. He's a pit bull. And it's like, I don't know this dog. So I kind of rolled up the window a little bit, and I was like, what's up, doggy? And I gave him a chicken nugget, and he went away. And so, you know, I was back, and this was my normal tree. It was like they had a nice shade tree, so I would go park underneath it for my breaks. And this dog would keep coming up to me until finally I was like, okay, well, shit. Where do you live? And I, well, considering there's only one piece of land there, I went up to the main house, and I was like, hey, is this your dog? You know, and the dog was walking right behind me. And they're like, yeah. And they were like, no, he's a stray. And I was like, well, do you mind if I take him home? And they're like, no, if you'll get in the car, go ahead, take him. And nobody's taking him. So I'm more of the rescue kind of person. You know, I save animals that don't have a home.
I just heard AP's voice in the background. What's going on?
I was going to say somebody's looking at the white YouTuber and the Gemineye podcast because AP was talking. There's
there it is. I just brought it up out of random.
Was he talking shit?
I don't know. I brought it up and it was like real loud. It's like when you're in public and you bring up a Twitter feed and it's like porno anime and it's like, no, silence, 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 silence.
If you want to, Kayla, go. You can go try to grab some folks out of.
Yeah,
did they jump on you for doing that, man?
No, they yelled at me a little bit for posting the Hangouts. Whitey was all like, "Oh, see somebody else had just removed a message from somebody," and then Whitey was all like, "Hey, you can't do that. You know, we don't censor people here." And then I posted the Hangouts, and he's all like, "See, Base knows what's up. Posted my Hangouts like a good mod." And then somebody was in the Hangouts was like, "I'm pretty sure that was to IRATE," and he's like, "What?"
Oh, well done. Yeah, I found a newfound respect for you. Oh, hell yeah.
That's right.
We'll fuck them up.
It's so funny. It's so funny when Gemineye was on the Worski 100th live, like he kept getting mad. he kept getting mad because he kept thinking he got getting kicked out, and he was sitting there. He kept like creating extra accounts to join the stream, and he's like, "You guys kept kicking me. You guys kept kicking me." But anytime he's on a stream with Whitey or anything, it's like he's like, "Oh well, kick him, kick him, kick him, kick him, kick him, kick him." It's like Gemineye, like I love you, bro. You're my boy and everything, but like like you're just because you're the cool kid in the yard right now. Like, doesn't mean you can, like, dictate who stays and who leaves in the fucking stream.
Well, it kind of does. Here's my quote, and I'll stick by it till the day I die. Twitter or YouTube is the place where you have the opportunity to become everybody you hated in high school.
Yeah.
If you yield to that temptation, so. I try to just remain genuine to who I am. I mean, it's like I don't have any subs. I have less. Well, I might have right at 250 now.
I got like fucking 10 right now. I really don't care.
Yeah, I think I was surprised. I went on there. I had like 40 or something, and that's because like, I get on my brothers. Like IRATE, for all I should probably check, but you might be subbed to me. I know I'm subbed to you. Bass Trap, I'm not sure if I'm subbed to you. Or are you?
I gotta go on and put some subscribes right here.
But
yeah, I'm pretty much. I subscribe to everybody that subscribes to me, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's how we roll. But
yeah,
I think I was subbed to IRATE on Gab before I was a subbed to IRATE on Twitter.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm on Gab and VidMe and BitChute and XYZ just just in case.
I did the BitChute one, but I didn't do the Gab one. But I'm thinking maybe that I should go over there, huh?
BitChute, if you've got it done right, every time you upload here, it'll upload there too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I have to double check that.
Yeah. So that's what's cool about BitChute. Is that it's a redundancy of this place. So if it gets to a point of when I donated to them is because they said they were trying to become better than YouTube with no censorship. So I was like, all right, here's $5. Let's see what you can do.
When you donated to,
I donated to BitChute. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I mean, it's like I'm getting upset. I'm getting frustrated with YouTube. I am. I think most of us are.
Yeah, but it's like right now it's the biggest board. It's the biggest platform, and it's the most it's like eBay. When they've got basically a monopoly on the thing because that's all people think about. There's a place that's if you're a seller, like on eBay, it's the eBay, you end up like coughing up about 14 to 15% of what you make off of there that goes to eBay and to PayPal, right?
Right.
But there's this place that's called eCrater, and you set up a store in there and you get 100% of the money. It's like a freeware place. And nobody uses it. It's like I used it for a while to sell these model kits that I had, and I made some decent cash off of the place, man. But nobody hardly ever went there. I had to advertise in forums and shit.
And it's just gonna get worse now that they've gotten rid of net neutrality. Now that the net neutrality is gone, that's just gonna get worse.
Well, it's not
net
going
neutrality
yet.
was never actually implemented. It was passed, but it wasn't supposed to actually take effect until next year.
Oh, yeah. Great. So they're going to censor us more next year. Great.
Yeah, next year.
Well, you know what? By then, maybe we'll have something to do. Maybe BitChute will come through.
Actually, it's not.
All right. Sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, IRATE.
No, it's cool, man.
This kind of reminds me of like back in the day, we had, was it Bell for phone service? It was just like one phone company. Yeah. And it got to the point where they're like, this is a monopoly. We can't have this. And then next thing you know, you get AT&T, and then, of course, this is
Bell South. And,
Yes. Yeah. Bell South. Yeah. Before cell phones and everything, but still they broke it up, and I don't understand why they don't do something with Google, this Goliath of a company. It doesn't make sense. They've got a basic monopoly on the fucking system. I mean, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. You know, they definitely have, you know, everything that was competing with it is gone. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean
or it's still in works. Yeah.
By is, you know, holding on by the skin. Like, you know, I don't even think really is Yahoo, because I know that they still have their you know, that splash and all that, you know, that facade is still up, but isn't Yahoo pretty much owned by Tom Warner?
I think Verizon bought them.
Who did?
I think Verizon bought Yahoo.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's like where I live. Like right now, like where I live, if you want cable TV, you have well, it was Time Warner, and now it's owned by Spectrum.
Spectrum, right?
Yeah, but that's the only cable you can get. Like, like we were so, when Spectrum bought out Time Warner, we were so sick of it. We went and got DirecTV, but like that's still not cable. That's satellite. So like right now, like where I live, if you want cable TV, it's Spectrum.
Right.
That's it.
Yep.
That's your choice.
Yep, and it's way overpriced, man.
Yeah, probably.
You know, it's like I use them for my internet, and that's it.
That's it. Same with us. We got DirecTV. We got Spectrum for internet.
See, I don't even do direct, man. I'm streaming everything right now. I got a Roku. Actually, a dude gave me a fucking Roku 3.
What, jailbroke? Is it jailbroke?
Huh?
Is it jailbroke?
What does that mean?
Oh, you don't know about the jailbroke? You gotta get like what you gotta do is go on like Craigslist and shit and find out like the Amazon Fire Stick is jailbroke, and like you can get like you get like an Amazon Fire Stick that hooks into your internet, and like you get everything. Like you get like Netflix, Hulu, like all the streaming services.
You know, I'm okay paying the $15 a month for the three, you know, the three things that I'm paying for. I'm okay with that because, you know, and anything else that I need is at my fingertips via, you know, the interwebs, you know, and therefore if it's on the net, then I can stream it through my television because I've got, there's a program that kind of piggybacks any kind of stream signal. All I got to do is, you know, is pop it into this little window and it goes to my television. And
yeah,
it's nifty as fuck. Yeah, it's wicked as fuck. I love it.
Yeah, I love Wi-Fi too. Oh.
Yeah, it's jamming, dude. And it surely beats the fuck out of paying, you know, $110 a month for 4 channels that I watch.
Yeah. I'm paying about $62 a month for my internet right now.
I'm paying like $118, but I'm listening. Like I'm in this Hangout, so I have YouTube open. I'm playing an online game at 60 frames a second.
Oh wow!
You know.
Yeah. Right.
What is your speed? What are you looking at up and down?
At 150, it usually sits. That's what it's capable of. It usually sits at like 55 to 60.
God damn. It's like our service is 60 down, and I want to say 10 to 15 up. I can't remember what the up is, but it's definitely, that's throttled. The up is, which I don't understand why they would do that, but you know, whatever.
We're not meant to understand everything, IRATE.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like so. If you think about, all right, I'm paying $40 a month for that, and then, you know, 15 for the Netflix, Hulu, and Shudder. I like horror films.
Shudder?
Yeah, Shudder's good, man. I dig it. Everything. Yeah, I mean, there's always something I can find on it to watch.
No shit.
That's decent. You know, not shitty. Yeah, I know, man. They've got all these foreign horror series like from France and fucking Spain and shit that are excellent, man.
Yeah,
good
and they're
stuff.
gory as shit. right?
And my mom
Like,
pays
that's-
extra to get the what is it, like the Creeper channel or something? That's like
Yo,
she has that on all the time.
Yeah, do you like it?
I don't know. I've never really been on or seen it. I just know she's got it on. If she's got the TV on, she's got that on.
Yeah, well, cool. Yeah, it's like so, and I'm paying for that, and that's pretty much where my entertainment money's going now, and the speed's not bad.
and then, like, say you bring your phone into it, you're still looking at under $100, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's
so,
not bad for. Yeah, that's not bad.
yeah, I'm a cheap bastard, man. I'll tell you that.
I try and be too, man. I'm telling you, I try and be as meager as I can.
It's like I was watching this thing the other night, and we're talking about rich people being cheap and shit. It's like, well, shit, it's like I'm poor as fuck, man. The dude was saying, rich people are rich because they're cheap. It's like, hell yeah, makes sense to me, man.
Believe me, I know. I deliver, like I said, I deliver appliances, and I'll tell you one thing: the working stiff who has 2 pennies pinched together, they're the ones who will throw away a $10 tip. But the rich fucks who have more money than God,
yeah, they're shitty.
Yeah, they're the ones who will fucking say, "Oh, have a nice day."
Yeah, here's a tip.
Yeah, here's a tip.
Yeah, don't eat yellow
You always know you're in trouble when they're like, "Would you like when the first thing you hear is like, oh, would you guys like a bottle of water?"
Yeah, you cheap piece of shit.
No,
Like, well, does the bottle have vodka in it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They don't want you drunk while you're working for them.
Oh, dude,
Fucking
I can't tell you how many times I've been offered beer. I've had people pour me shots and like, here's a shot for you. I'm like, well, I'm a raging alcoholic, so like it's really hard, but no.
Okay, free booze is free booze, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to turn down, man.
Oh, you have no idea, dude. I have few addictions left in my life. I've given up all the addictions I have in my life, and my alcohol is the one I have left. So
looks like Whitey just hung up.
On what?
The stream just ended. Their stream just ended.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kayla, no, I'm kind of with you, dude. I mean, I used to be in all the chemicals too. If somebody came up to me with a tab of acid right now, I wouldn't take it today because I got to work. But like, say next weekend or something, if I had a couple of days off, I'd probably still drop acid. But other than that, it's like I'll never touch like meth. I'll never do crack again. I've never done heroin, so I'm not gonna go there. Pretty much most opioids. I never even really got into pills.
Yeah, the only drug I've ever done is alcohol, because I was basically locked into a closet until I was 18, and then 17. Then I joined the military, and I got out of the military and I started driving semis. So I've never had the opportunity.
Yeah.
So you learned how to drink properly in the military.
On my first duty station, I was 18 in Germany.
Nuremberg? Were you Nuremberg?
So in Germany, you could drink legally.
Yeah, at the age of 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, in Europe,
Nuremberg was already closed. Like the base there was already closed when I got there. I was in Bamberg.
Yeah, Bamberg. Yeah.
You're never in like fucking Ramstein or anything.
I flew out of Ramstein to get to Iraq on my first deployment.
Yep.
Grafenwehr, Vilsack, Wiesbaden. I've been to all of them, but
yeah, Germany's pretty, man. The cleaned up part.
Yeah. Well, or are you getting the rural areas? I mean, the rural Germany. It's been beautiful. Like since
picturesque. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fields and whatever.
Oh shit! Like I love Central Jersey. You go to the Jersey Shore, it's beautiful, but once you get north of like Secaucus, it's a different story.
Yeah, it's like all the chemical plants and shit, man.
Yeah. Like Jersey Shore, like southern Jersey is beautiful, but once you get north of Secaucus, that's like the shitting grounds of New York City.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah, exactly. And the Atlantic is really a filthy ocean anyway.
Well, it's owned by fucking the idiot in chief. So
yeah. Well, yeah, and the see, I live on the beach here is the Gulf of Mexico.
yep.
Okay,
and
yeah.
this is beautiful, man. That's just, oh my God, that water is just so pretty, and the beach is just perfect white. It's just incredible stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
You were hit by you lived down there, so you were hit by Deepwater Horizon.
The
Platform.
The what?
The oil plant, Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah. Right. When yeah, exactly. That's oh shit, yeah, that fucked our beaches up and shit.
Oh, the oil spill you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Obama's in office like what, 3 weeks, man, and that shit happens.
Dude,
it's like
there's constant oil spills out there. It seems like.
Well, they needed to crank that EPA fund up, that super fund shit, so they could, that he could put that butch lesbian lady in there, man.
Yeah.
You remember that stuff that happened to was it the Snake River in Colorado, or it was a tributary of the Snake, I think, and they like let all this cadmium and shit go in there, man, and the damn river was yellow.
Oh man,
the EPA just fucked it all up, man. And it was, she was at the helm when all that shit happened.
Oh no, but we need more government.
She was a political posting, huh?
You had the whole hydrofracking thing in Pennsylvania when like the hydrofracking when like all the people when they released that the Gasland documentary when they were setting people's water on fire in like Pennsylvania and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's that? What Flint, Michigan, where the lead piping has been in the ground so long that it's contaminating all the fucking.
No, that one was they used the wrong. I forget the exact story of what it was, but it was they went to switch over from their own water supply to Detroit's water supply, and the piping they used wasn't the right one.
Yep.
And the water pressure, the water flow caused mass deterioration.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so it was basically washing lead off the inside of the pipe, huh?
Right.
Yeah, wasn't that the problem out there in Flint? Was the lead in the water? That's what I thought I heard.
Well, it's like the city I live in, like the average age of the water line in the city I live in is 90 years old, and like
90?
Back then they like all the joints they were all done with lead because that's just the way it was back then, and like the city I live in deals with constant water main breaks from like freezing and everything. But the thing is, because the average age of the water line here is 90 years, it's cheaper to fix the water line breaks as they break than it is to like fix them all. And that's what like you deal with in, like all the big cities like Chicago, Detroit, and all them, because like they're all done with lead joints and shit. And so like it's just easier to fix them as they come. And like what he's talking about, like all the sewer lines are done with like old like lead. Everything's lead because that's how it just was. So like when they went to like reroute the water, it was all done through lead lines because you have a bunch of idiots running this fucking shit. Right? And it's just it's all bureaucracy, and it's not a big problem until it's fucking on fucking CNN.
Or until it's starting to kill people or make kids sick or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Until it makes news.
It's been a problem for years, but it's not a problem until it's on fucking Dateline NBC.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? You're halfway right, man. Because one thing I'm starting to learn is there's a lot of idiots in this world, but at the same time, there's a lot of fucking people with common sense, and I think the common sense people take majority in this, obviously, because we didn't elect fucking Hillary for president. So obviously, more than half or enough of us had enough sense to say no, we can't have her, and so we took the next option, and actually, seemed like a good option, he still does.
That option was chosen because that was like back because like everything that our community is talking about, like the social justice warriors, the feminists, and everything, because it was just, it became, Donald Trump was elected because you got this pushback, because we have all these social justice warriors and these feminists and all these bleeding heart fucktards, and like you just had enough people who were like, okay, enough, I can't take this anymore. And Donald Trump saw that, because say what you want, he's a fucking moron, but he's like a brilliant when it comes to being a businessman. And he saw a niche and he filled it.
Yeah.
He saw a niche in our society and he filled it. And he used it to make him the president-elect of the United States.
Yeah, not to mention the video footage from back in the early 80s when he said, I don't want to run for president, but I suppose I couldn't rule it out. So he said that shit back in the fucking 80s, and then here it is, boom.
Yeah, on Oprah Winfrey, man. As a matter of fact, yeah, I saw that when he said it.
Yep.
I had that shit running in the background, man, and I said, "Oh
and
yeah, man."
Like everybody loved Donald Trump. Everybody loved Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, I'm running for president. We hate you. You're gonna lose. You'll never come. You know, that kind of shit.
Piece of shit.
But then you got the fucking middle ground here. All the blue collar, white collar, everybody that works their ass off to make a living is watching this shit. And it was the first time for me getting into politics at all. But I was like, holy crap. You know, when I saw Donald Trump was running, I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I took a second look and I'm like, oh shit, I better pay attention to this.
Yep.
And that's where I got my red pill. I could blame it on Donald Trump.
I actually have a Facebook post that's coming up. It's coming up in my memories really soon because it's just about a year ago now. And like I keep looking back on it. And like I actually posted a rant on Facebook a year ago, just about a year ago now, where I said, look, watch everybody. Donald Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. And like I still stand by this. Like we're going to see what's going to happen. Within the next year or two, Donald Trump's going to step down as the president, whether it be through an impeachment or it's going to be through some scandal. He's going to have to step down as the president. You're going to see it. He's going to step down as the president before the end of his candidacy, and and Mike Pence is going to come up as the president of the United States. And
that'll piss a lot of people off. Pence is worse than Trump, and Trump's not bad. He's just inexperienced, and it's really hard to do your job. Even in a factory, you can't do your job of putting one part from one conveyor belt to another part and checking it if you have the rest of the factory standing over your shoulder criticizing you on every single piece.
And they won't cooperate.
Take it out of your hand.
I mean, look, when Obama got elected, he had exactly the same situation that Trump had, man. And they were getting shit done. They did Obamacare. They did this and that and shit. They were cranking legislation out. Right. And I mean, they did enough shit to piss off, enough Americans
in America
to take the majority away. But now the fucking Republicans are just sitting there with that majority and they're just jacking off.
Yeah, they're fighting against each other.
Exactly, man. Instead of just saying, look, we need to get some shit done, because I'm telling you, man, people aren't going to, the people that voted Trump in are the same people that are going to vote them motherfuckers out, because if you're incumbent, you're going to get replaced with either a D, an I, or an L. All right. No R is going to fucking replace that seat, man.
I would vote for a libertarian. I totally vote for
Alabama with like that retard who's fucking 14-year-olds in the fucking mall and carrying a gun around during his election campaigns. What's his name? Someone help me out.
Roy Moore, but he beats the alternative. That's the point. Is that Doug Jones piece of shit is a fucking up Clinton's ass further than a polyp on his colon.
Yep.
And being from Arkansas, you know about that shit.
Arkansas, yeah, that's it. Arkansas.
It's Alabama, man. It's like I know for sure. Doug Jones, he was appointed as the he was given a bench by Clinton, man. They're like freaking frack, man. He's one of their boys, and so it's like between the devil and the deep blue sea here. You know, then you got Roy Moore, who, you know, it's like one of his accusers was outed by her stepson as bragging about lying about the molestation. Okay. And then the lawyer that defends him could not find anybody that could verify that they witnessed him signing those. What he did was he got those yearbooks in stacks and would sit and sign them to the person, right?
Right.
And instead of like it being like a one-on-one situation like was implied. And when Gloria Allred was pressed with that question, she couldn't answer it, right? Because she knew that if she said, you know, that you know, he did that, and that's when he hit on that girl, that's not the situation that those books were given. So, well, man, they hate his guts. See, the other guy, the Luther Strange character, he's Mitch McConnell's boy. That's the guy they want in, right? Because he's a straight up, you know, he'll do what the Republicans. I mean, he'll fall right in line with them. Roy Moore was an old school. He was part of that whole fucking Tea Party thing.
Wait. All right. So, this Moore guy is gonna replace what's his name?
Yeah, Sessions, Jeff Sessions, right?
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, they're voting to replace Sessions' senatorial seat, right?
That's the guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's the one I'm talking about. Roy Moore, the one who
Right.
brandishing the fucking firearms, and it's been like he's caught up in the fucking thing right now where he's like. He was going to the mall trying to pick up 14-year-old girls and everything. Roy Moore, that's the one I'm talking about.
Right. That's what's been reported.
Yeah.
That's been reported. Yes.
Do you
yes.
think he's guilty?
It's not proven, but that's what's been reported.
It's right. It's all alleged, and
yeah, it's alleged.
So,
my ex-wife tried the same shit with me.
But he was the Tea Party guy, and he was the one that put the 10 Commandments in the, you know, at the Supreme Court of the state. He had that 10 Commandments thing put up there and pissed everybody off. You know, but that was Roy Moore and Luther Strange. You know, they're both fucking, you know, ass hats, man. They're, you know, rich motherfuckers that bought their seats and shit. You know, but if I'd had my druthers, and I definitely don't want the Doug Jones, you know, Clintonite over there, you know, as opposition, you know, so it's like, so what do you choose? Do you choose Mitch McConnell's boy, or do you choose, you know, who the people chose and go with Moore? See, what they're trying to do is they were trying to, you know, get Moore ousted so they could put Luther Strange in against Jones, and he would, you know, either one of them was going to kick Jones's ass, I hope.
So are you in the same state? Are you in the same running? Like, if we all, well, we're not all fucking citizens there, but like, could you throw your hat in the ring?
Oh, no.
Not even for mayor or fucking something to do with the city?
No.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. It's like, you know what? I'll shoot a motherfucker, but as far as like running for any kind of office, it's like, no, I didn't really have to be pushed to do it.
Right, exactly.
I'm not saying it's out of the question.
It's just fucking politics, man. It's bullshit. You know, they should be worrying about, you know, what bill they're going to pass next. But no, they're just sitting there, you know, jacking each other off and bitching and moaning. And it's like, well, we got this orange dude. What are we going to do? I don't know. Why did we back him? I don't know. Why did we back him? You know, it's like, golly, dude.
And it makes you really wonder what Donald's thinking. He's like, man,
exactly,
with a bunch of fucking idiots. And it's like, I'm trying to deal with idiots. How do you deal with fucking idiots?
Yeah, it's like these assholes were kissing my ass and backing me up, you know, when I was running, and they were running, you know, and now, you know, everybody's elected, and it's like everybody's running for the fucking you know, corners, bitching.
Well, I mean, if you're running against somebody that you don't think has a shot in hell to win, it just makes sense to back them because when they get into the on the ticket and they don't win, people, it's basically if they choose between you, that's kind of how Trump won. If the DNC wanted another president, they should not have picked Hillary.
Yeah.
They should have picked somebody that made Trump look like a less viable option.
Yeah. Well, see, the deal was back in the day, and the whole timing of the deal was what screwed it all up. The big plan, the big Clinton plan was after the W thing. See, the Clinton plan was to have, all right, it would have been, all right, two terms with Billy Jeff, William Jefferson Clinton, right?
Yeah.
And then two terms with Gore, right? And then the second term with Hillary as vice president, and then it would have been 2 terms with her as president, and then Obama, right? See, the game plan, but then Bush, kind of screwed all that shit up. All right, so they were pushing really hard for her to run for president in 2008, right? Or was it? Yeah, it was 2008.
Yeah,
it was 2000, right? And
Obama. Yeah,
right. The game plan was for her to do it and get 2 years, and then flip Obama as vice president and put him in the thing, right?
Well, see, Trump was going to run in 2008 too, until David Duke came out and said that he supported him, and then
Right.
Trump after that was like, "I'm not running because I
Yeah.
don't want to be associated with that guy."
Right.
Well, Hillary's biggest mistake was not letting Bill Clinton.
Well, no. But the biggest mistake was letting them was letting the DNC capitulate to the Black Caucus, who were saying, no, we want Obama now, because he was so charismatic at the DNC the year before,
Yep.
right? And so he had been so charismatic. They said, oh, this dude's a shoe-in. He would have been a damn shoe-in if he had the personality of a fucking, of a snail.
Well, I'm just talking about when Hillary ran against Trump, her biggest mistake was not letting Bill Clinton run for her. Because I'll be dead honest.
Yeah.
I'd vote right now for Bill Clinton to run this country for another 8 years.
Yeah, but the deal is that his history with women, is like that was the big deal, was that exactly what Freedom Fighter's saying is Slick Willie, was that that's the reason that they couldn't run on him, man, was that reason itself. So they let that Bernie thing run as kind of a misdirection play, one thing about Barack Obama, man, the dude is a natural, charismatic, natural politician.
I
beg
you.
you.
No, check it out now, dude. You could give the dude you could give him a turd, and he could find a way to politicize it.
He could
put a turd on the table, and the dude could tell you how politically significant that damn turd is.
Barack Obama could sell ketchup popsicle to an Eskimo in white gloves.
Exactly, man. He could sell books on tape to deaf people.
Yep.
I ordered Pizza Hut yesterday, and I just got an email from them. Sorry, we got there too early. Let us make it up to you with a free large pizza. Okay.
Goddamn, man.
It's free, I'll take it.
I just got an email. I'm kind of scared to look at it now. I literally just got a ding on my phone. I'm afraid to look at it.
The pizza I got that they're saying they delivered too early was a free pizza through my Pizza Hut points anyway. So 2 free pizzas for the price of a free pizza.
Brother, you're
I'll take it.
All I got is Gemineye. Gemineye is live right now. Gemineye is live.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really got.
He must have run everybody off, man. Where's he at?
He's streaming with T-Tech and a white YouTuber.
I thought they shut it up.
I guess they started again on Gemini's channel. I'm gonna dislike it.
Everybody go dislike it, man.
We're gonna troll it. You know what? They probably got less viewers.
Probably, I don't know, man. I'm hanging on at 8, man. And that's mostly y'all. Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought it was doing pretty fun for a spontaneous.
Yeah.
I said, "Do
Yeah,
you streaming or
sure.
combo?" It's like, oh fuck,
Well,
Red, man. We need Red in here, man. Let's get Red's ass in here.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah.
Then again, it is Sunday night. YouTube Saints are on, so I'm pretty sure probably most are over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she may be over there too.
I just always find it fun to hang out with the guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Kick the Bobo.
This is like the table at high school that's all playing Magic. We're all playing Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Where all the cool are like stealing our cards and we go
It was
up.
like
I was with you till you said Yu-Gi-Oh.
it was like fucking. It's like fucking Whitey said. It was like, yeah, we're the peanut allergy table. You know?
we're all gluten free over here. What the fuck?
You know what's funny, man?
Never take sides against the against the gathering.
Well, you know, man, it's like I never, when I was a kid, we didn't have peanut allergies. You know, we didn't have any of that shit, man.
You remember when we could actually bring like home cooked, like we could like actually like cook cupcakes and cookies and bring them into school. We didn't have to have
man.
package, yo. We could just bring like we could cook like a bunch of cupcakes and cookies and bring them into like.
Yeah, your mom. You're right, exactly. Your mom would bring them to the class and shit, and the teacher would thank her and shit, and everybody get a cupcake and some shit. You know,
the Tupperware with a cover on it. You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
big Tupperware with a cover on it, and like we open it up, like here, everybody.
Yep. And we could wear could ride our bicycles without having to put a fucking helmet on, man.
No shit.
Back when you could go to a gay orgy and not have to worry about AIDS. I mean, those were
the good old the 70s, man.
We can get
Plato's Retreat and shit.
We could like get ecstasy and it wasn't uncut. It was uncut and nice.
No, I remember those days.
I've never done ecstasy.
Oh my god,
dude.
Bad for a while, dude.
I remember the first time I did it, I almost got hit by a car because I just I walked into the middle of traffic, man. I was like looking at all these beautiful lights and shit, and then
are you fucking kidding me? IRATE?
No, dude, and the dude slams on his brakes in front of me, and I'm like just gawking at his lights, going, "Dude, those are so beautiful." And the dude's going, "Motherfucker, get out of the road, goddamn it! What the fuck is wrong with you and shit?" Wow. And I was tripping my nuts off, man. I mean, I was really fucked up. It was like I took a half a hit of some really good acid.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've been known to drop some shit, man. I've treated this body like not like a temple, but more like a garbage can.
It was more like amusement park.
I'm in the
old classic amusement park.
I grew up.
That ain't fair, man.
Myself,
like I came of age in the late '90s, early 2000s. So I was like at the end of the wave, you know.
Dude.
Yeah. The late '90s is when LSD started to go downhill. I noticed that too.
Oh my God, dude, everything went downhill, man. And it's like me, like me. I live a sober lifestyle now. Not by choice, but just because every job I go to drug test me. So the only drug I have is my alcohol. So I've given up everything else. Now I'm just a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what it sucks, man, that the most legal drugs are the ones that do the most damage to you, man.
They're the most destructive. They're the most
tobacco and alcohol, man.
You know,
I'm telling you, they would have legalized marijuana in 1920s when they did the prohibition.
Oh, that was all politics.
It would have been.
That was LaGuardia, wasn't it? The politician, yeah.
Wasn't the Rockefeller laws? The Rockefeller laws were the ones that first illegalized marijuana.
Crazy, man. All over. It was political stuff, man. It was because they were using hemp ropes and shit.
It was racist shit because the blacks were the ones who were smoking the marijuana. That's where they fucking came up with those
jazz musicians.
Yeah. What was it? What was that shit that's all over? It's all over the place right now.
Heroin?
No, the fucking the old black and white video about marijuana. It was on
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me and Irate are on the same page.
See, yeah, exactly, man. We still used to go to the midnight movie and watch that shit and get stoned in the theater and shit. You know, because that was the thing to do. And then everybody got into Rocky Horror Picture Show and shit.
Yeah, I've got that on.
Yeah.
I've got that on DVD actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
To the left.
Yeah.
You got the squirt guns and make it
Doing
rain.
the time warp.
Lips.
Let's do the time warp again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a great movie. I remember the first time I saw it though. I was like 14 or 15, and I was really like, you know, insecure about myself sexually and shit. And I was like, holy shit, these dudes are fags and shit. I got to get out of here, man. This, you know, me and my friends were like looking at each other going, holy shit, what is this? And then this one friend was like, he ended up being gay, right? He was like, this seems like it's pretty cool, you know. And like, you know, 15, 20 years later, you find out, yeah, he's gay, man. You know,
He's all like, math checks out to me.
Oh man.
exactly, man. It was, you know,
He comes out, he's like, I'm not gay and all, but you know what? $20 is $20.
yeah, I just, one of my best friends.
I'm telling Jack. No.
One of my best friends, man, was this guy named Richard, man, and he could play the drums, heavy metal, man, and sing just like Rob Halford, the Judas Priest, right? And he was in a Priest cover band, right? And he had a horrible cocaine problem, and when he went to treatment, he owed this dealer like $40,000 and shit. I mean, he was in deep, man. And he goes to treatment, and then he comes out, and he comes out of treatment, and he's gay, but he doesn't go to any meetings or anything. It was just, you know, he was repressing his sexuality.
Yep.
Really?
Say, what
Right?
kind of treatment do you go to that turns you gay?
No, it didn't turn him gay. It was just he had always been gay. He had just been suppressing it. And,
Yeah.
Damn
So,
water, man.
yeah, he just passed away a couple of years ago. He had the bug, man.
Well, I tell you one thing. I've never been anti anything, but I tell you what, if you want to have a good time, like if you want to go out and get drunk and have a good time, go out and
Go
get
to a
drunk.
gay bar.
I was gonna say,
Go with like a really, really like a flamboyantly gay guy, and you like get drunk, and you will have the best time of your life. Because like a real flamboyant gay guy, not only are they a great time, but they like as soon as someone talks shit to them, they will roast them from like head to toe, and like so quick and so like spontaneously without a beat missed. You will just have the best time of your fucking life.
Indeed.
And then the fact that they can say whatever they want to a girl. They can like literally just sit there and say, "What up, you little slut? Come here and sit on my lap, you little whore." And like the girls are like, "Oh, you're so cute, guy."
no.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, my little secret was taken. Like I'd like pick out these like really repressed chicks. When I was in college, man, these real quiet, bookish chicks, right? And I would take them to a drag show, and like, you know, pump a couple of fuzzy navels in them, you know, and start get them really buzzed and shit. And then the show would start, and they loved it, man. That was one of my tricks. That's like, you know, if you want to get lucky, man, that's a good way to do it. Trust me. I met her in the library a couple of years after those years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So
Yeah. And then the moment I saw her, I knew I was going to marry her. I knew it.
How long you guys been together?
24 years.
Wow, that's fucking awesome, brother.
Yeah. Longer than some of these people have been alive, man, in the street.
Oh yeah.
I got you by 4 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got a fucking tiger by the toes. What you got?
Yeah, it's like but yeah, man. So yeah, we'll be 25 our next anniversary next October 30th. So
Wow.
Speaking of, yeah, we're going to need to wrap this up because she just walked. Speaking of the devil, the devil herself.
Uzi, oh come on, we love you.
Hey, she's my based redhead, man. She's got her shit together, man, and she can dish out the sass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, But this has been really fun, guys, and it's like I might, you know what, I might start doing this more often. So, you know, just you know, sub me and shit, and if you see I'm doing a spontaneous stream, sometimes you know, I'll do this and open it up to everybody. The Friday night thing is a little more structured, but you know, I'm going to start doing this just so I can hang out with y'all. Okay.
No, no.
Sure.
All right, guys, it's been fun. All right, I will see y'all on the backside of it. So I'm going to stop the broadcast in 3.